Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, I'm at Changi Airport right now. Welcome to another live session with Building Cashflow in the Flow. And yeah, I am about to take a flight to Bangkok today, just for a few days break. And the queue is very long, so if you're planning to go to Bangkok, be prepared to join the long queue at Terminal 3. And yeah, I hope the sound quality is good. Uh, and uh, Yeah, I wish I can take off my mask. It's very hot right now. So, just thank you for joining again, and to find out what's been happening to the market. I mean, we've been enjoying, right, seeing quite a bit of green over the past 1 week, and uh, you know, looking at the charts to see what uh, we can understand about investors' sentiments so far. To understand like whether should we stay in the market, should we stay out of it. These are conversations that I have with myself every day, from Tuesday to the weekend. And it's not financial advice. So I just realized that in my experience, it's quite lonely to have this conversation on my own. So I just wish to share this conversation with everybody and hopefully encourage some of you who to come forward and have conversations with me and discussions with me as well, because it's hard to be able to be aware of what's happening in the broad market as well. So, as you hear what I have to share and you realize that there's more that you know and there's more areas that you feel I should pay attention to, please come forward and share it with me. Direct message me on Facebook or Instagram. So, are you ready? Because I am. Let's go. Now, looking at the volatility index, over the past week, we've been seeing a very steep dip to the volatility index, indicating that investors, the volume of put options in the market has reduced from 33 points all the way to 25 points. And that's an indication that investors are using less put options in the market, indicating that they have a positive outlook of the market over the past few days. And then after the Fed meeting, the Fed announcements about the rate hikes and such, the volatility index shot right back up to past 30 points again. So, actually, we have this belief, right, that investors don't like uncertainty. But even though the federal government has announced that they are increasing the rates by 50 points, 50 basis points, which is 0.5%. It's supposed to create some kind of certainty, but no. Because with there are two other areas that we can pay attention to, which are the China having zero case, or should I say zero? Oops, someone's excited to travel. Zero tolerance for COVID cases, right? So leading to a lockdown. So that creates this uncertainty that um, about China's economy, uncertainty for investors about the Chinese economy, as well as recently the Chinese one of the buildings collapsed, right? So that could also adversely affect sentiments towards Chinese real estate. Of course, Ukraine-Russian war still ongoing, and that could lead to um, more concerns about consumer staples, uh, supply shortage. So, looking at the volume of bull to bear bull to bear ratio. So the green would be the volume of bullish investors who are still bullish in the market, and red would be the volume of investors that are bearish in the market. Although it has gone up, it's likely that it will go down again ever since the Fed's meeting. Um, We see S&P 500 also going back towards going below 420. There's some speculations that be prepared for it to go down to 3,800. So during this period of time, it's really really important to have cash. So I mean, even if you're experiencing some losses, right? What you want to do is really to explore, your stop loss. If it was 5% before, and if it was 10% before, if you can extend it to 15% so that you can free up some cash um, to continue taking advantage of the downtrend of the market. So looking at call put ratios. So when we see a black line here, it means that there's an increase to the put options in the market, or else it can also mean a decrease in the volume of call options in the market. So, or both, like an increase in put option in the market and decrease of call option in the market, which indicates a very bearish sentiment about the market, right? So, because I'm not sure how the sound quality is like, so I want to keep this video as short as possible. Just go straight to the point. So yeah, it's just ever since the Fed meeting, the sentiments is very bearish. Looking at Triple Q, which is the large cap US stocks, as well as technology. So yep, uh, lower low compared to last week, and for China as well. I mean, before I continue, any of you started to invest ever since 25th or 26th April, and you managed to exit before yesterday? Congratulations! I'm very happy for you. And for the rest of us, continue to raise cash as much as possible so that you can, on the next occasion where something like 14th March or 25th April happens again, you can act on it. Of course, not exactly on the day itself, but a few days earlier than that, you can act. So yeah, I mean, that's it for today's video. Thank you all for joining me. Um, please try to raise as much cash as you can, so that you can take advantage of, or you don't miss out on this downtrend in the market. Thank you all so much for joining, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.